Good morning and welcome to The Art of Composition. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it. So today I want to continue on with my video lecture series on the photographs by Paul Hassell. I came across this photograph this morning. I've been talking to Paul a lot. And if you're a photographer that wants to learn design, I recommend analyzing some of Paul's work. I do have a lot of this in my user's guide, and I've analyzed a lot of his images in the past. It doesn't matter to me how you end up here, okay? If he says he's doing it intuitively, that's fine. What I care about is the structure. And when I lay the armature on a lot of his photographs, things tend to lock into place nicely. In other words, I don't care how he arrived here. And you know, there are a lot of artists out there that won't speak openly about their use of the armature, and that's fine. And I'm not saying Paul's doing that. I'm simply saying it is a reality that a lot of modern artists are using the harmonic armature, but they won't discuss it. Even though, with that said, though, I have selected artists that admit they use it to give the artist and photographer a place to start. Now, whether Paul's doing this intuitively or not, it doesn't matter to me. When I look at his photographs, I saw this from this morning. I thought it was beautiful. You have a lot of verticals and horizontal lines here that fall within that armature, and I just want to demonstrate that today. So let me bring that up with the grid on top of it. All right, here's the photograph with the harmonic armature drawn on top of it. What I want to do is just drop a few lines and show you some of these divisions. Okay, you have a major horizontal line right here. Okay, and that can be derived from these intersecting diagonal lines. And as I've said in the past, wherever you have two or more lines intersect, you can drop a horizontal or vertical, or you can even drop diagonal lines. You have these diagonal lines being played out here in these elements right there. You have a horizontal locking this section in here, so you have this going on right there. You have two horizontal lines here derived from the armature. These are handrails there. You can drop verticals, one there and one here, but you also have one here. You have a horizontal line there. You can drop another horizontal line right here, framing in this area. So you can see what's going on. The elements in this composition are locking into a grid. Again, it doesn't matter to me how you arrive at this, whether you're out doing street photography or if you're using grids on your camera. I don't really care about that. What I do care about, though, is how the composition comes together. It has to make some sense when it comes to this information. You also have these two verticals right here, and they're being locked into place with this horizontal and this diagonal line intersecting, and you got another one right here, okay? So those vertical elements are locking into place. You have this horizontal right here, and then of course you have this vertical right here in the figure, right there, and you have that with the beam of light coming in at that point. You also have a horizontal line right here where this diagonal meets that vertical. And then you have these two verticals coming out of that division as well. Let's see if I can get that in there. Somewhere around there. So you can see what's going on here. There's definitely elements of the armature that are coming into play. And it makes a difference when it comes to photography just as much as it does in drawing and painting, even though the application is somewhat different. If you're doing composite work, say like Brooks Shaden, and I believe some of Paul's work has elements of composites in it as well, which is pretty obvious. It gives you a little bit more flexibility when it comes to the armature, but either way, regardless of how you apply this information, it's still relevant. But that's going to be it for today. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it, as always.